This is Jonathan Aggoff here for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm up here in Newcastle today, delighted to be joined by Savannah Marshall. Savannah, big news, you're challenging for the WBO Light Heavyweight Championship, moving up in weight. When did you know about this sort of major fight was going to happen?
Last week. Yeah, last week. So this past week's just been a bit crazy, but it's happening.
I mean, have you been preparing though to move up in weight? Obviously you're moving up from super middleweight. Has that been what you've been working on in training so far?
No, not at all. I'll not be a true, so to speak, light heavyweight. I'll just be coming up for this fight and then I'll be going straight back down to super middle. It's just because I was presented with this opportunity and it's too good to pass up.
I mean, 8 professional fights, unbeaten, and now with the chance to become champion of the world. What would it mean to you?
Unbelievable, especially to be in Newcastle in the northeast. Like I've just said there, it's too good of an opportunity to miss up, and I've jumped at it with both ends.
I mean, I was going to mention that obviously you're back here, you're from Hartlepool I believe, but obviously the northeast boxing seems to be booming at the moment. If you look at sort of April Hunter's on the bill as well, it's a great time to be sort of a northeast boxer.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm good friends with April, so we've shared a couple of mutual opponents. So she messaged me and said, "What's this girl like?" So it's really nice, and obviously Lewis is on the card, and Mr. Popular, isn't he? So I think he could sell a Rainier out on his own. It's an honour to be on the card with them both, really, and Joe.
I mean, I spoke to April at the Wall's End gym yesterday, and speaking about your opponent, she reckons you're going to come back down and then become sort of a 3-weight world champion. Is that sort of the eventual aim? Obviously not looking too far ahead, but is that what you're sort of mapping out?
Everyone's saying it, but at the minute I'm just concentrating on this one. Obviously, it could happen, so that's why everyone's banging on about it.
I mean, all the talk is always about Claressa Shields. When's the rematch going to happen in the pros? But you're sort of moving up in weight. She's moving sort of down to light middle. But do you still see that fight happening at probably super middle or middle?
Yeah, Claressa's still reigning champion at middle, and she's made it well aware that she's not giving up her belt, so it'll be at middle.
And do you reckon that fight happens sort of this year? Do you even thinking about that?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love for this fight to happen back into this year. Obviously, I've got stuff to deal with at the minute. She's got her own thing going on. But yeah, I'd love for that fight to happen.
Did you catch Terri Harper's win on Saturday night? Obviously, her becoming world champion as well. What did you make of her performance and win?
Yeah, what a girl. Absolutely, I'm over the moon for Terri. I thought she boxed absolutely brilliant. She looks strong. Brilliant footwork, and she trains hard, so she deserves it. Couldn't be more happy for her.
I mean, how far do you think female boxing's come? Eddie mentioned it in the press conference. You obviously got Terri Harper, Chantel Cameron's close to a world title shot, Katie Taylor obviously, and yourselves. Yeah, it seems like a great time. And how would you sort of assess its development in women's boxing?
Yeah, it is. You get female bouts on every card now. Obviously, me and April are both on this card, so it's 2 women on, and people are talking about it, which is the most important thing.
Just a couple more before I let you go. Who would you say right now is your female pound for pound top 3 in the world?
Claressa, Taylor-Amanda Serrano.
I mean, how would you see that Katie Taylor-Amanda Serrano fight going? A lot of people are talking about it for it to happen this year. How do you see it go?
I think Amanda Serrano is brilliant. At skill level is unreal, but I just think Katie would have too much meat for her. I think Katie is a lot more heavy-handed and is a lot bigger than her.
Just moving on quickly to your stablemate Hughie, back out on March 7th, I believe, in Manchester. How's he been looking, and how do you see his year going? Obviously, disappointment in previous years, but he has been up at the highest level. So, where do you see his career going in 2020?
Hughie, honestly, with Hughie, when it rains it pours. I've never known someone to have so much bad luck. He's an absolute unbelievable boxer, but he doesn't ever get the chance to show his skills due to cuts or injuries or anything like that. So he's boxing March the 7th, and he's looking in brilliant shape. He's strong, he's fit, and do you know what? I wish Hughie all the best because he truly deserves it.
And finally, next week, fight week for Fury and Wilder. How do you see that rematch going?
I really don't know. I know that Fury's changed trainers again, and I seen a little clip of him saying that he totally changed his training. He's been working on so many different things, but I think sometimes too much change can be bad for you. And he had a winning formula last time. He was just not as active. So I don't know. It's a boxer against the puncher, isn't it? So who can tell?
Savannah Marshall, thanks very much for talking to pro boxing fans. Look forward to catching up with you before April 4th.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.